Something dangerous is happening behind your back. Your neighbor is finally noticing that you are the target of a covert operation aimed at undermining your very existence. In today's interconnected world, where surveillance technology has become increasingly sophisticated and pervasive, it's not uncommon for individuals to find themselves unwittingly embroiled in a web of intrigue and deceit. But what could motivate such nefarious behavior, and who might be behind it? As you go about your daily routine, oblivious to the sinister machinations unfolding around you, it's worth considering the myriad ways in which modern technology has made it easier than ever for shadowy figures to manipulate and control unsuspecting targets. From the ubiquitous presence of surveillance cameras on street corners to the constant monitoring of online activity by government agencies and corporations, our lives are increasingly subject to scrutiny by forces beyond our control. But what if the threat isn't coming from some faceless entity with access to vast resources and cutting-edge technology? What if it's much closer to home? Your neighbor, whom you've always regarded as friendly and unassuming, may be harboring dark secrets and ulterior motives. Perhaps they're part of a clandestine organization bent on destabilizing society, or maybe they're simply seeking to exploit your vulnerabilities for their gain. In a world where trust is in short supply and paranoia runs rampant, it's easy to dismiss such concerns as the product of an overactive imagination. But as recent events have shown, the line between reality and conspiracy is often blurred, and the threats we face are more insidious than we realize. Whether it's the rise of authoritarian regimes, the spread of misinformation and propaganda, or the growing influence of corporate interests on government policy, the forces aligned against us are formidable indeed. So what can you do to protect yourself from the dangers lurking in the shadows? The first step is awareness. Pay attention to your surroundings, both online and offline, and remain vigilant for signs of suspicious activity. Trust your instincts, and don't be afraid to question the motives of those around you, even if they seem outwardly friendly and trustworthy. But awareness alone is not enough. To truly safeguard your interests and preserve your freedom, you must be willing to take action. This may involve encrypting your communications, using privacy-enhancing tools and techniques, and supporting organizations and initiatives dedicated to defending civil liberties and human rights. Remember that you are not alone in this fight. There are millions of people around the world who share your concerns and are working tirelessly to expose and combat the forces of tyranny and oppression. By standing together and refusing to be intimidated, we can overcome even the most formidable adversaries and build a future where freedom and justice prevail. So the next time you feel a chill run down your spine or catch a glimpse of movement out of the corner of your eye, don't dismiss it as mere paranoia. Something dangerous is indeed happening behind your back, but with courage, determination, and solidarity, we can confront the darkness and emerge victorious. The stakes couldn't be higher, but neither could the rewards. Imagine the scene: You're sitting in your living room, engrossed in a book or perhaps catching up on your favorite television show, when suddenly you feel a prickling sensation at the back of your neck. You glance around, but everything appears normal. Yet, that feeling of unease persists, nagging at the edges of your consciousness like a distant warning bell. Your neighbor, the one who always waves cheerfully as you pass by, seems to be acting strangely lately. They're spending more time than usual outside, loitering near your property line and casting furtive glances in your direction. At first, you dismiss it as a harmless quirk, but as the days pass and their behavior becomes increasingly erratic, you can't shake the feeling that something sinister is afoot. It starts with small incidents: an unfamiliar car parked outside your house, strange noises in the dead of night, and subtle changes to your daily routine that you can't quite explain. You try to rationalize it away, convincing yourself that you're just being paranoid, but deep down, you know that something isn't right. Then, one day, you receive a cryptic message slipped under your door, a warning, perhaps, or a taunt from an unseen adversary. Your heart races as you read the words, each syllable dripping with menace and malice. Suddenly, the cozy familiarity of your home feels like a trap, and you find yourself looking over your shoulder at every turn, wondering who might be watching, who might be listening. As the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, the situation escalates. You discover hidden cameras planted throughout your house, recording your every move. Your computer is hacked, and your personal files and sensitive information are stolen. You receive threatening phone calls and menacing letters, each one more chilling than the last. But who could be behind such a sophisticated and coordinated campaign of harassment and intimidation? Your mind races with possibilities: government agents, corporate spies, rival factions vying for control of some unseen power, but the truth remains frustratingly elusive. Then, just when you think things couldn't possibly get any worse, you uncover a shocking revelation that turns your world upside down. Your neighbor, the one you've always trusted implicitly, is not who they appear to be. Behind that friendly facade lies a dark and sinister secret, a connection to a shadowy underworld of espionage, and intrigue.
ಕೊನೆಗೂ ತನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತನ ಮೂಲಕ ಪವಿಯು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವುದಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತದೆ.
As the pieces of the puzzle begin to fall into place, you realize that you've been unwittingly drawn into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, with your very life hanging in the balance. But instead of succumbing to fear and despair, you resolve to fight back with everything you've got. You enlist the help of trusted friends and allies, pooling your resources and expertise to uncover the truth and expose the perpetrators once and for all. With each new clue and revelation, you edge closer to the heart of the conspiracy, confronting danger head-on and refusing to back down in the face of adversity. Finally, after months of relentless pursuit and countless near misses, you succeed in unraveling the tangled web of lies and deception that has ensnared you. The culprits are unmasked, their nefarious schemes laid bare for all to see. Justice is served, and you emerge victorious, battered but unbowed, from the crucible of conflict. As you survey the wreckage of your former life, you can't help but marvel at the resilience of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite the darkness that threatened to consume you, you refused to surrender to despair, clinging to hope with a tenacity that defied logic and reason. And though the scars of your ordeal may never fully heal, you emerge from the crucible of conflict stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever to defend your freedom and protect your loved ones from harm. For you know that while the dangers may lurk behind every corner and beneath every shadow, so too does the indomitable spirit of those who refuse to be cowed by fear.